Hello and welcome to Rated G for Grok. I'm Grok. Today we'll be discussing a horror movie that I recently watched and I recently enjoyed, Abigail. Abigail is a 2024 horror / dark comedy movie directed by, bear with me when I say this, Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette. I saw the movie last month in theaters, loved it. I watched it again today and I'm ready to make a video about it. I do want to make a quick note. Angus Cloud is in this movie. He unfortunately, if you may have known, passed last year around July. He was a fantastic actor and from what I heard, a really great person. And I think this was the last work he did. So I'm glad that we get to talk about it today because he did an outstanding job and I think this movie deserves a lot of credit. This movie is about 6 hooligans for hire who are little specialists in their little illegal field or whatever, you know, driving, hacking, all that good stuff. And they're sent to go kidnap a target. They don't really know who it is. They just know that they're going to get paid like $10 million each to do it. When they get to the location to do their job, get their money, they find out the target is a child, a ballerina child, which is even worse. A vampire ballerina child. Obviously, they didn't sign up to kidnap a vampire ballerina child and things get a little crazy. Now, I'm going to break this movie down the only way I know how, which is the Paul system. That's right. Let's go ahead and start with P. For plot. Now, this is not going to be the first time I'm going to tell you this. This is not the kind of movie that you want to write a 6-page essay on, okay? This is just a fun movie. If you're going to look deep into the plot, there's going to be plot holes, there's going to be mishaps, there's going to be contradictions. Ignore all that. That's none of your business. Shut up about it. We're not going to go over the structural integrity of the plot. What are we, movie reviewers? No. But we are going to talk about the funsy stuff. Now, what I really liked is a big part of the plot is the characters. Ooh, surprise. Now, the characters are really fun. There's 6 main people that you run into that are part of this hooligan gang, and they all have kind of their own comedic tropes. They have kind of the idiot, you know, the sassy runaway teenager, the meathead, no-brain jock boy, and they're very overplayed, over-exaggerated tropes, and they lean into that. This movie in no way tries to shy away from what it is. This is a funny horror movie. It's goofy, it's outrageous, and if you let it, it's very fun. But if you look too deep into it, you get all stuffy-wuffy. You're not gonna have a good time. And I want you to have a good time. Let's have a good time. I love the movie's transition from, oh, we kidnapped this little girl, we're such bad people, to, oh crap, we kidnapped a vampire. One little thing that you see kind of throughout the, you know, PV, post-vampire discovery, is the desperate grasping at straws for vampire lore. Just so funny to me to see these full-grown adults who are criminals and possibly have killed before for multiple of them, trying to remember if vampires are allergic to silver or steak. Overall, I really liked the plot. Like I said, it's funny. It's a child vampire ballerina. Okay, if you're gonna take this movie seriously, you are not gonna have a good time. A for acting. The acting in this movie was actually really good. I say actually because there's a child in it. And if you know me, which you don't, I don't like kid actings very much. Child actors almost always disappoint me. And you're like, oh, Grace, they're kids. Like, they're kids. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. No. This one surprised me, though. She was a little creepy. She was a little funny. She did an amazing job. What the heck is her name? Let me find out for you real quick. Alicia Weir? Where? I don't know how to say it. I don't think I've ever seen her before, but I hope I see her again in the future. She did a phenomenal job. She definitely kept me immersed with the whole vampire situation, as well as her dancing was on par. There was actually moments of ballerina dancing in the movie, and she, you know, popped off. Honestly, the whole cast did a phenomenal job. There were a few bits and pieces where I wasn't blown away or, you know, I wasn't shocked. But once again, the writing was supposed to be a comedy, not too serious movie, so I didn't try and take it too harshly. One thing to note, genuinely, the whole cast did an amazing job. However, Angus Cloud did really shine for me. It was really hard to see his performance knowing he had already passed because he was such a talented actor. He always played roles that, from what I had heard about him and seen from others who actually knew him, were very similar to how he was. So the acting is always authentic and so funny, so fun to watch. And it was really good to see him in this. Overall, the acting, I was impressed. And considering it's such a goofy movie, it was nice to see. Now we're gonna go over uniqueness, okay? Let's find out if it's unique. It's not. Now, monster movies and vampire movies and ballerina movies have all been done before, obviously. So this is not the most unique movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, one idea that we've seen through vampire literature and films in the past, if you don't know, I'll explain it. Vampire turns person vampire daddy, vampire baby. Okay? Now, a classic vampire dilemma is, how is vampire baby gonna impress vampire papa? We do see this again in this movie. So that idea is not particularly unique, but it is still very fun. Like I said, it was fun to see the movie lean into itself on vampire knowledge. Vampires can be kind of goofy, but also it was scary. It was gruesome. It was dark. It was off-putting. And there are some things in there that I've never seen before, which is why I said this is like Twilight on Crack. Some of the scenes and things I saw in this movie, I can never unsee. I've never seen them before. I don't want to ever see them again. They're funny, they're ridiculous, and also terrifying. The humor itself was pretty unique. I've seen similar in other things in the past. However, one thing that I'd like to point out is it's very low-hanging fruit, and it's nice. It's nice to see that. Sometimes low-hanging fruit can be well played if it's acknowledged that it's low-hanging fruit. They never said this is a sophisticated film. They never, tried to go out of the air with the comedy and the acting. It was just very simple, and I liked it for what it was. Now, likability. The movie definitely gave 80s monster movie, 90s horror comedy kind of feels to it. It was very something we've seen before, but it was so nice to see it with today's effects and today's graphics. I liked it. I think you should like it. Go like it. It's a very fun movie. Honestly, I love serious films. I love pretentious films. I love feeling like a snooty tootie when I watch a movie. This is not that. This is just a fun movie to watch. It's violent, it's outrageous, it's at times pretty funny. The plot was fun. The acting was good. The uniqueness was there. Overall, was it likable? Yes. And I love a movie that doesn't take itself too seriously. So if you're looking for something to watch that is kind of jaw-dropping and also confusing, you should definitely go watch this movie. Also, like the video and subscribe also. Okay, bye.